important message. I love you. Interrupt our program to bring you this important message. I love you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Dean Callan Show and Cabin Fever. It's Bank Holiday Monday today, which means that, you know, it's supposed to be a day off. But I thought to myself, last Monday, I didn't manage to get the Nogroni out. And I really wanted to, like, make it, play with it, try it out, you know, live on the show. For two reasons. One, see if I could get it right first time. And two, so that if I didn't quite nail it, I could finish around with it. So I tried to make a prep video. I'm going to show you my prep video. It is the worst cinematography I think even I have ever done. And now I'm getting this weird feeling that you're seeing a different output to what I am. So I'm just going to do this. Right, whatever. It's Mindful Monday. And you know what happens on Mindful Monday? We discuss like non-alcohol options, which actually, you know, considering what's available these days, is a great fun thing for me to do. It also means that, like, sorry to do this to you, Gabby, but I'm just going to keep pumping out recipes from this book. I will, though, do my best. If I find like some of my favorite recipes from here, I'll share them. But I'm not going to share the exact recipe, as I'm not going to do today. I'm not going to give the exact proportions and all that sort of stuff. Guys, like, buy the book, all right? You want to get the exact recipe, buy the book. Or if Gabby's watching and Gabby decides she wants to share one of the recipes from the book, there is a lot of great recipes in here, then, you know, that's up to her to do that. But I might actually give away a book. So if someone really is keen to play with this, and the ingredients in there are easy to source. I had a little trouble with gentian tincture. It's still on its way, but fortunately I had a gentian extract that it's super gentiany. But we'll see how it goes, right? It gets added in at the end. Also in today's show, I'm going to be tasting for the very first time the Martini non-alcoholic L'Aperitivo. I don't know what is missing in this little bit, but I'm actually really keen to taste this because I know what they're capable of, the Martini guys, and they used to make just about everything. So I'm keen to see what this is. Now, here's my Nogroni. We're going to be straining this out. I hope I don't make too much of a mess. And I'm going to be adding my gentian extract. Also, when I went out looking through my boxes of consultation stuff, because as a consultant, I have people come in here and we might be working on a recipe for a spirit or a product that doesn't exist yet. And sometimes having a massive amount of different distinct extracts and flavorings, even if it's bitters and stuff like that, we can sit here, taste something and say, oh, it needs a bit more earthiness, it needs a bit more woodiness, it might benefit from this, it might benefit from that, change the base a little bit, mix this up, and we can just take tiny little droplets, which is why I have so many tasting glasses up here, so that we can see which direction we can go with things. And I went out to my big box that I have at the side of the cabin, and I've been looking for this acid phosphate for freaking ages. And I finally found it. It was hidden out in the I don't need it right now stack. Anyway, let's move on, right? Let's start today with what I've been up to. Now, I have a couple of videos that wouldn't load onto my deck, which is a shame. It's a huge shame. I might try to get them to work at some point later on. But I'm going to start with Mitch's Minute, right? Mitch's Minute. Episode 25 or day 25.
Whatever. I tried all of those liars ones just before fucking isolation, and they were pretty good, especially because there's not a lot of sugar in them, so you could like bulk out the mouthfeel, which I thought they were lacking. But obviously, I drink these little fuckers every day, the Ken ones. They're really good. They're super good. They're a bit bougie. They're $4 a can. They're like a premix spritz, but I'm super into them. I think their rep had come past the bar a bunch of times and kept trying to give me like the actual base spirit, like the pre-RTD version. And I wasn't super into it. It's mad bitter and dry, but not in a way that I really liked so much. And then I went in there with a belting fucking hangover one day, and I had one with soda, and I was like, 20 minutes later, I immediately felt better. So I started buying these premix cans, and I have them most mornings. They're pretty bougie though. They're like $4 a unit, but highly recommend.
All right, we're back. So that was Mitch's Minute. I'm actually desperate to try one of those little kin things. And for those of you that don't know what Mitch was talking about when he talks about liars, it's these guys here. So this, I've only really tasted this one. No. Well, you'll find out next Monday. So a couple of weeks ago, Cami Vidal from Maison Wellness come here, and she made me some drinks with some of these products, and they were delicious. Now, I haven't yet edited the footage, but I'm going to aim to edit it over the course of this week and have it approved by her and ready, so that next week, if we've got a 10-minute video where we've captured all of this, I'll play that video on the show and then upload both the show and the separate video. Which should be really cool, because we had a great time in here, and it was just before lockdown, so we were lucky to get it in time. Now this tastes absolutely amazing. There's the best way for me to describe it to you. I've already tasted this before. I'm going to be tasting that in a minute. The best way for me to describe it to you, and if you want to see what the bottle actually looks like, let's have a look on this one. Don't know what's going on with the white balance on that. But I'm going to have to play with that. Anyway, moving on. This tastes like Aperol. And when I say it tastes like Aperol, I hate to say it to the people that work for Aperol, but I think it even tastes better. It tastes better than Aperol. If you have an Aperol spritz, well, a Venetian spritz with this, it's amazing. So, as Mitch was saying, the mouthfeel, you can see it's not as viscous as you would. Aperol is thick, but I'm guessing that's because there's a bit more sugar in Aperol, which makes sense because I have to balance out against the alcohol. Oh, it's just happiness. So myself and Electra, my wife, we were drinking these with, we bought the Martini non-alcoholic Prosecco. Well, it's not Prosecco, but the Martini non-alcoholic wine style fizzy stuff in a bottle that looks like Prosecco. Delicious. And it really felt like we were drinking like Aperol spritzes. So with that in mind, you should be able to make, you know, Venetian bitter sours and fizzes and slings, I'd say. But yeah, you could make drinks with this that taste like they've got the punch and power of a bitter drink, but without the alcohol. Now, for the main event. Right, so I'm not going to filter this through like a fancy filter. I think a Chemex is enough. For those of you that don't know, this is a Chemex, like you use it for filtering coffee. You just take this round sheet, you fold it over on itself, you put it inside, make sure it fits, and then another reason I'm using this is so it doesn't get all spilly. Now, if you look at this prep video that I made, right, I'm gonna aim to explain this to you as you see it, right? If there is anyone on, yay! Right. All right, so those little things that Mitch drinks contain caffeine. Look at this, woohoo! Yeah, we've got interaction. Now, check this out. If you can hear me, this is my terrible job putting together a quick video for you guys. So what I was doing was measuring out, there's coriander seed and there's Szechuan peppers. I was measuring those out. You have to fry just enough to toast it slightly. And you can start to see smoke coming off these. I didn't want to burn them.
Okay.
I toasted them enough that they got crackly.
Yeah.
And then this is my attempt at, do I put my arm in front of it on this one? Nope. Right, so you strain them out into a mortar and pestle. And you're asked for both bitter orange peel. Now, bitter orange peel, you need to buy that because it's not your normal orange. And it comes with big, chunky, massive chunks of pith. So you need to weigh out your bitter orange peel, you need to weigh out your coriander, you need to weigh out your pepper, fry the coriander and pepper. You've got fresh orange peel in there as well. It said navel orange. Look at my pouring skills. So bad. Just hideous. And you put it all in a jar. The bitter orange didn't all fit in there. It started at the bottom, so I kind of split it and put more bitter orange in at the top, which is why you'll see big chunks of it coming out of this thing here. All right, so back over here. That's the prep. You're basically cooking up the base ingredients. I'm going to do this again because I've got enough leftover ingredients in the sous vide method, because in the book there's also a 1.5 hour sous vide method. This was done last night. You might have noticed that the video, I'm missing loads of bits of the video. I thought I sent them all to myself, but I sent the same ones over and over, which is hilarious. So there was other bits, like, you know, me chopping the orange, like me weighing out other bits and pieces, like you can see. So you can see the difference. That's your bitter orange, the big chunks of hard, old, dried orange. God, this is going to end in disaster, isn't it? Wait. Get on there. Get on there, you evil thing. This is a coffee filter. You're not supposed to be filtering this sort of stuff with this. But you know what? I think it's going to do the job just nicely. And also, I wanted to kind of do this on the show for two reasons. One, it makes it a little bit more exciting. Shit could go wrong. This is like an exciting thing to do, making this show, when you don't know how terribly it's going to go wrong. Audio cuts out, the whole stream gets cut off sometimes, you know. All right, look at that. Look at those ingredients still in there. All right, I might play with those. I might put some booze in that and see what we can get as a secondary extraction. Right, while this drips, should I? Yeah, while this drips, I'm going to have a 3-spirit livener, right? Because I feel like I need it. I feel like I need a pick-me-up. Right. And for anyone that still wanted to get onto one of these, let me know. And I'll send that message out. All right. Oh, so tasty. Right. Looks like I'm down in booze, doesn't it? I'm not down in booze. There's no booze in that. I should have done this beforehand. Right. With this in mind, let's talk about this morning. So over the weekend, the fabulous Fab from Reka, you know Fab from Reka that did the stop motion. Now he offered anyone that watches this show a bottle of Reka sent out to their house if they do a stop motion video. My plan was to do a really cool stop motion video. I didn't get it done. I'm not gonna lie, I was too busy. I probably wasn't too busy. I could have not slept one of the nights and done a stop motion video, and being at nighttime it would have been an advantage that I had no daylight messing up with the different light sources, but I didn't get around to that. I was too tired. I have a baby. If you're still interested in doing it, we can still try to wing getting a bottle of Reka sent out to anyone, but if you're not, that's okay too, right? Just no one gets a bottle of Reka. I, on the other hand, got myself a Reka running t-shirt, which was handy because I was challenged to run 5Ks. So this is me in my Reka t-shirt. I might prepping to, and running 5Ks. It's just... All right, so I actually managed the 5K run. I wanted to share that because at the beginning, I genuinely thought, I've done a 3K run recently, and I have run, like, well, you could say run 10Ks when I did Tough Mudder, but I kept stopping all the time, and I had a busted knee, so it was just agony. Like, there was, and I was dared, I had to do Tough Mudder. There was loads of people around, and you've got a Tough Mudder t-shirt on and stuff. Peer pressure is the reason I exercise. But yeah, today I actually got out, did my 5K run that I was challenged to do, and it honestly wasn't anywhere near as hard as I thought it was going to be. I will aim to do some running every morning. It takes a lot less prep and time than cycling. So my mate Marco Noe tried to get me out running last year, a couple of years ago, and said it was much easier than getting kitted up to go cycling. And he's right, it was much easier. Now, is there enough of this strained? I just don't understand why it's going so slow. It's just a liquid. Like, there's no coffee grains in there. It's strange. You know what? I might, like, cheat it. I might just put this in here and just thin strain it. Yeah, right? Let's hope it didn't need the extra bit of straining. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, most of the stuff that was in there were big chunky things. There was no like gelatinous stuff or powders. Right, in the recipe, it says that you need to add 15 ml of gentian tincture. Now, I've got a gentian extract that I've had in the cabin for quite some time. As I said, I had to go out and find it. And I'm concerned that it might be a bit too strong. But Gabby did get in touch and say, you know, don't worry about that. She adds extra gentian to it. I was almost going to just add Suze to it, and then I remembered that it's got alcohol. This has no alcohol in it, so let's see how it goes. So it says a bar spoon or 15 mils. I might actually try to be as accurate as I can on the 15 mil. Where is my little 15 mil jigger? Oh, I put it in the washing machine, didn't I? Right. There's my 15 mil. God, I wonder how skanky this stuff's going to look now. Yeah. I'm going to do the whole 15 mil. Yeah. It's too dry, this stuff. But, well, I guess it's not meant to be potable. It's like non-potable. Also, this is the hibiscus tea that I use. They come individually wrapped. And as you could see in the video, as soon as you put the hibiscus tea into that hot water, it just bled out color. Now, I'm just going to double check in the book. It was 300 ml clean basic syrup. Right, it says clean basic syrup. Now, what that means to me is not heavy. This is like 50 bricks sugar syrup, right? So if it's clean basic syrup, I'm going to start with 150. That's what my brain tells me I should do. And then after I do the 150, I'll give it a little mix. I'll have a little taste, and I'll see where I am there. This being the first time I've done this, I really don't want to mess it up by having not gone to the back of the book and seen how she makes her clean basic syrup. The sediment can block your coffee filter. Thank you, Gabby. It's so amazing that you're watching. If anyone has any questions, give a little ask to Gabby. She's been really supportive of me and helping me out getting this right. All right, so I'm super stoked about this. I'm super pumped. This is one of those things where this could become a classic. I want to get good at making it. All right. New glass. Let's see. I can smell the Szechuan pepper. I also had a thought that maybe like I could add a little more orange bitters. Oh yeah, it tastes great. I may have like put a little bit too much Szechuan pepper in it. I've got a really good like a robust sort of flavor of Szechuan pepper, and I think she's right. I can get away with more gentian. I'm gonna put a bit more gentian in there. Awesome. It's really good, and it's got that nice color. It's probably a bit darker than I was expecting it to come out, but that might be because I haven't properly filtered all the sediment out. And I might try it cold. Oh, on one of these guys. I've started organizing my freezer. So I've got all the different ice sizes in different trays and different sections. Pretty cool, right? All thanks to the legend that is Carlos Pinto for setting up the London Ice Studio where I can just buy good quality pre-cut ice. Wouldn't have ever dreamt that that would happen when I first started bartending. So, how would you garnish it? I'm thinking of putting an orange wheel, maybe a twist. All right, super cool. I love the little hint of like a mouth-numbing sensation from the Szechuan peppers. All right, orange wheel. Awesome. And the Nogroni. I finally got it made. Super stoked about that. I'm going to keep playing around with it as well. Very cool. Thank you, Gabby. Right. So, before I taste this, I think it might be worth cutting across and seeing Fab's most recent stop motion, which I think is absolutely amazing. I really want to get the time to make one myself. But I thought I have to show this. This is too good not to.
What's that? Oh my days, free vodka. Taxi! Rude.
All right. So Craig, for the recap, inside here, and I'm not going to give exact measurements. There were toasted Szechuan peppers, the little small ones, toasted coriander seed, navel orange peel, which I use fresh, bitter orange peel, and I think my bitter orange peel had been sitting in the box, like my ingredients box from the last time I made cola, must have been 6 months. So I'd say really fresh, pungent bitter orange peel might have been better, because I think a bit more orange bitters might have worked out better in this. It being so dry probably wasn't the best. And also, it didn't all fit in the jar the first time, so I kind of emptied some out and put it in a different jar. Had it gone in with hot water, I think it might have been a little bit better. There was hibiscus tea bags, predominantly for color. The Szechuan peppers also, Gabby noted, were for giving you the sensation of having tasted alcohol. If anyone's drank Ray and Nephew Overproof, it's so strong that like it numbs the mouth, and that burn that you get from alcohol is replicated nicely by the Szechuan peppers. It also had some basic sugar syrup. Now I've only put 150 of my funkin' sugar syrup, which I love because it gave me some extra stuff for free. Thank you so much, guys. But yeah, I've only put half the sugar syrup it was meant to, but it's double sugar syrup, so I'm assuming it's come through quite nicely. And it's got I think a bit more sugar might lift some of the citrus notes in it and make it a bit more floral. But it tastes delicious to me. I'm quite happy with it the way it is. And then what else? It had juniper berries in it as well. And yeah, I think that's it. Juniper berries. What else was there? Gentian extract. You can order gentian. Well, I've got gentian extract in mine, but you can order gentian tincture on Amazon if you need to. It also health food shops. A lot of health food shops sell gentian extract as well. Yeah, and that's it. I'm going to add a couple of dashes of Regan's orange bitters, just to see if a little bit more orange bitter might have lifted it. And for my next recipe, I'll make sure I'm using nice, fresh bitter orange. It was navel orange that you've seen cut up on the chopping board, not the bitter orange. Oh yeah, so good. That's actually really, really good. All right, I'm gonna keep playing with this. I feel like I've been introduced to something that I'm gonna like fall in love with more and more over time. I wouldn't have thought to make a non-alcoholic, well, a mocktail, cocktail, whatever you call it, from scratch using ingredients that replicate the flavors that you'd see in a classic. I really like that, and this is the first time I've ever seen it. Well, it was 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago now. Super cool. So, on the train of thought of non-alcoholic, I can still do a cycle ride this afternoon if I have to, or after this. Ingredients. One of my personal favorites. Now, I know I asked Mitch what his personal favorite was, and he said the Liar stuff was really good. He also said that he likes his little kin cans. I've not tasted the kin cans, and he hasn't tasted Everleaf yet, which is also really good. These ones, the little San Bitter. Like, if you've ever been to Italy and you've had a San Bitter, you'll know. These things are delicious. Get me one of these. Right? And look, when you do this, it just looks like you're drinking a Campari and soda. You know what I mean? How good is that? It's like Campari soda for kids. And also, these little guys fit these corks perfectly. Well, not that one. Right? So you can use them as bitters bottles when you smash all your bitters bottles. It's great. Super epic. Right. So, next up, got 2 drinks on the go now. Some water. So I can clear my mouth out and I can taste this thing properly. I'm super pumped about this. So I'd also like to take the time to apologize to the guys from from the Whiskey Exchange, because I ordered this off the Whiskey Exchange, I think like the day it came out. It was Thursday last week. Like, not the Thursday just passed, but the one before. And it arrived a week later, right? bearing in mind, nowhere on the website did it promise like next day delivery or anything like that. And you order something on Thursday evening, like they process it Friday, they might send it out Monday, Tuesday, right? And for it to have gotten here, I think it was Wednesday, is not bad going at all. But for some reason, I had a rant being like, "Where's my bloody whiskey exchange?" And it was in, as instructed, in the shed in the front garden when I went back out and had a look. So let's have a taste of this. Oh, let's have a look. I'm going to read what it says on the back. It's got a funky smell. It's almost like candied raspberry. Okay, martini non-alcoholic vibrante. Oh, it's called vibrante. Vibrante. I don't know how to. I'm just feel like I'm offending people if I try to pronounce that properly. I'll have to get Davide to talk me through it. Martini non-alcoholic vibrant, carefully made from select wines with the alcohol gently removed, then infused with quality botanicals. Our master blenders have created a balanced yet vibrant, full-flavored drink with delicious notes of Italian bergamot, non-alcoholic aperitivo made the martini way. That's interesting. So it's got a wine base. They've removed the alcohol from the wine. This is cool. So it's kind of, it says aperitif. They can't say vermouth, can they? But is it like meant to taste like a vermouth? De-alcoholized wine contains sulfites, sugar water, natural flavors, coloring concentrates, bit of citric acid to regulate, tartic acid. Yeah, all the normal stuff. Cool. Right. So let's taste it. I hope this is a non-alcoholic vermouth. Wow. It's a lot less bitter than I expected it to be. It's quite easy to drink, and it's got like a real. If you're thinking it's going to taste like martini vermouth, it's not a direct comparison to martini vermouth. It's got a nice balance of bitterness. Not as bitter as I was expecting it to be, but it's got a really nice citrusy, floral aftertaste. It's good. I'm going to have to figure out how to play with it. Yeah, cool. So that's new. And it does say 0.5% alcohol by volume. So they've taken real ingredients that they would normally work with and then extracted out the alcohol as opposed to, you know, however everyone else is doing it. I don't know. Cool. Very nice. And that has been all of the things that I wanted to talk about. If anything, I'd like to thank everyone for supporting and watching the show. I didn't want to cut to too many outside videos for the fear of all this copyright stuff. I've actually been getting a lot of messages about copyrights, stuff I didn't even expect. On one last note, I'm discounting the anti-thinker tinker hat for any of your crazy friends who are, you know, doomsday prepping and don't want the government to hear their thoughts or think China are responsible for everything. Let them know, £299, and all £299 will be going to the Funky Dory Fund to help Sergio Leanza and Anna with their, keeping their bar alive during this terrible, dangerous, unprecedented time. Cool. Look forward to hanging out tomorrow. Thank you very much. This has been Dean Callan Show and Cabin Fever. Have a nice night. Hope this has been a nice distraction for you.